Excellent. So, hello everybody. I am Francesc Alted. I am the main developer of the Blosc team and the leader of the group, and I'm also the CEO of Iron Array. And today, me and my colleague Pau, we want to introduce you on how to use Blosc plus Caterva2 plus LLMs. So, in order to accelerate data workflows. Okay, so who is Iron Array? So we are a team of experts that will empower you to harness the full potential of compression for computation and data sharing capabilities. We are basically consultants, and we are here to help. So let's go straight to Caterva2, which is about bringing computation closer to where data is stored. So as you probably know, data is enormously affected by physics laws in the sense that whenever you want to download the data from the cloud, if you try to download like a small number of megabytes, it's relatively easy. A few hundred of megabytes, this is possible, but it's still not very easy to do. And of course, if you are in the order of hundreds of terabytes, there is no way to bring all your data in the cloud in your local computer in order to do operations. So Caterva2 is about bringing all the tools and the CPU capabilities, the computing capabilities that you have in your local environments, to bring that into the cloud and being able to use these processor capabilities and tool capabilities in order to process the data where the data is stored, which is in the cloud. Okay, so this is essentially what Caterva2 is providing, right? And then you can share the results of your data analysis with your team or either with the world. So for doing that, we have made a Caterva2 server, which is completely open source, that can understand different formats, and specifically Blosc and HDF5, in order to store big data sets, and then a series of tools that allows to do computation, visualization, or data filtering as well. And then all of these services are available through a REST API, where we have and also a Python API in order to access the data, which is very convenient. And also we have a web interface for accessing all the data in the cloud. So the idea is to have your remote data workflows optimized in order to allow a rapid compute, efficient storage, and fast sharing. So as I said, Caterva2 is our open source product, which is made by us, but we also offer Caterva2 in the cloud, which is essentially a way to store data in the cloud, which is operated by us, by Iron Array. So Iron Array is essentially the company that is trying to make a business out of Blosc and Caterva2 offerings. Okay, having said that, let's do some hands-on so you have a better idea of what we are, or how to use that. So here, for example, we have different data sets. Let me clean up this one. And then the first thing that you can do is to upload data, which is in Blosc, in this case, in Blosc format. So we all uploaded that. It's in this case is 10 megabytes compressed. And this is the shape of this dataset. So it's a three-dimensional array. And then you can browse the data in the interface, in the web interface, very easily. And you can also access to meta information about the data, which is it uses the typical two partitions in Blosc, like chunks and blocks. It has a D type, and you can see the codec that is used to compress that. Okay, and also, for example, you can also see tomographies. In this case, it's a very simple tomography, but it has different capabilities as well. Okay, so one of the most interesting things in Caterva2 or Cat2 Cloud is this capability of running IPython notebooks, okay, or Jupyter, in this case, Jupyter Lite. So these are notebooks, and you can see them here. And if you click Run here, you are able to see the notebook, and you can run it immediately from your browser. It is important to stress out that the user doesn't need to install anything, right? So everything is available right on the browser. And what we have been doing lately is to be able to query LLMs in order to make easier for the user to access and query data in Caterva2 repositories. So without further ado, I will pass the word to Pau. So let's first of all, the first cell is always importing Blosc and Caterva, and then we need to import things related with LLMs, and then we start a session for chatting with LLMs. So Pau, what we are doing here?
Okay, well, we've been working in, for now, it's a very basic agent, but it's gonna have several more capabilities in the future, such as visualization of 3D data sets as tomographies or other types. But for the most important part, what you really need to do is to just talk with natural language to the agent and express whatever you want to do. For example, the easiest start, the most obvious workflow would be to ask what are your available routes, which is the first cell that you can execute. So now you can see that you have the public, the shared, and the personal routes. So then you can ask, for example, to give you the statistical information about a specific data set that you have in your public route as the second cell, as you can see in the second cell. And the agent automatically uses the proper tool, which in this case is the one for listing the routes in the first place. And then once you have it, it's using another tool for extracting several statistical information. It's using different functions of Caterva2, but it's all integrated in the same tool. So it gives you several important features of the dataset. And as it's an LLM, you can also ask other things like what does it mean or whatever. And well, you can ask us the next cell, as you can see in the next cell, give the first 10 elements, which would do a slide operation under the hood. So it's sliding the data set into the shape that you asked for. And well, you can also do several other operations, like in this case, you're like activating the option of return response, which gives you all the insight of the agent. So you can see, well, like the provider, the model, and other options. But the most important maybe is the tools that the agent is using, just in case you want to know what's exactly doing for making sure, or to just take note of what are the operations that you need for the research you're doing. And well, finally, another operation that you can ask to get you can ask the model to give you a slice of 10 by 10 by 10 of another data set. And it will give you like a little summary of all the information. And in this case, if the displayed number of elements is too big for the human to visualize or whatever, it's going to give you a little insight of what you're watching.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much, Pau. So as you see, AI is providing a very flexible tool in order for you to better understand and to better extract information about your data sets in the cloud. Okay, so let me continue with the conclusion. So in the future, we are working to add more natural language capabilities for querying datasets. So for example, we have here different prompts here in order to interact with the datasets, okay? So we want to leverage also information here, natural language here. And also when you are browsing through tables, you can also use natural language here, that we are working on that. Also, we would like to provide LLM skills for doing specific tasks, so that user doesn't need to teach the LLM how to do computational operations. So all this knowledge will be concentrated in these LLM skills. And finally, we would like to also set up a model context protocol server for finding optimal compression parameters across different LLM services. So people doesn't need to rely with a specific LLM in order to find to access to this information. Okay, so this is all what we wanted to share with you.